The fourth book. 1. Adapt to life's changes. When things don't go the way you planned, don't get stuck on your original goal. Instead, shift your focus to what you can control and make the most of the new situation. Like a powerful fire that overcomes obstacles in its path, you can use any challenge to fuel your growth and make yourself stronger. 2. Act with purpose and care. Don't act impulsively or without thinking. Everything you do should be done with clear intent, following well-thought-out plans and principles. 3. Find peace within yourself. People often look for peace by escaping to quiet places like the countryside, beaches, or mountains. But you can find true peace anytime, just by turning inward. You have the ability to be calm and at rest in your own mind, no matter where you are. This inner peace is what brings you true tranquility and helps you face the world with clarity. 4. Don't let external things control you. You remember that the world and its challenges don't affect your mind directly. It's your thoughts about them that create stress. Everything around you is constantly changing, and this impermanence is natural. Reflect on how many things have changed in your life, and understand that change is part of the bigger picture. 5. Understand life's natural cycles. Life and death are part of nature's plan, just like everything else. Don't be ashamed of either, as they are natural processes that everyone experiences. These changes are not against human nature, they are simply part of the larger cycle of life. 6. Accept life's necessary outcomes. Some things must happen, just as a tree must grow from a seed and receive water. Accept that life will bring its inevitable events, and don't resist the natural flow of things. And remember, both you and those around you will eventually die. In time, all that will remain are the impacts you've made. 7. Let go of the need to be right. If you take away your own opinions and judgments, you'll realize that no one can truly wrong you. Things that don't harm you inwardly won't affect your peace or your life. Life is meant to be this way, and it's necessary for your well-being. 8. Recognize justice in everything. Everything that happens in the world happens justly. Even when things seem unfair, they follow a natural order. Keep noticing this, and act in a way that aligns with justice and the greater good. Always make sure that your actions reflect what a good person would do. 9. Don't take things personally. When someone wrongs you, don't accept their perspective of the situation. Instead, look at the facts and see the truth of the matter. This will help you avoid unnecessary emotional reactions. 10. Act with reason and openness. Always ensure that your actions are guided by reason and that they serve the well-being of others. If someone challenges your beliefs or actions, be ready to listen and change your mind, not for personal gain, but because it's the right thing to do for the greater good. 11. Reason and purpose. Do you have reason? If you do, why aren't you using it? If your reason is doing its job, what more can you ask for? 12. From individual to universal. You've lived as an individual, but now you will blend back into the universal substance that gave you life. Just like pieces of incense placed on the same altar, one burns and disappears, and the next follows. But in the end, it all becomes one. 13. What will people think? In 10 days, others might treat you like a god, but if you go back to focusing on reason, they'll see you as nothing more than an animal or a monkey. 14. Life is short. Remember that life is short, and death is always near. While you're still alive, focus on being a good person. 15. Focus on yourself. It's best not to be curious about what others are doing. Instead, focus on doing what's right and just in your own life. As Agathos wisely put it, don't focus on the faults of others. Stay focused and calm on your own path. 16. The futility of fame. If you crave fame after death, think about this. The people who remember you will also eventually be gone. Even if they were immortal, what does that matter? True beauty and goodness exist on their own without needing praise. Just like gold or a flower, their value is inherent and doesn't rely on being admired. 17. The afterlife. If souls remain after death, how can they all fit into the air? Just as the earth absorbs the bodies of the dead and makes room for new ones, souls will eventually return to the rational substance from which all life originated. 18. Do what's just, don't stray from the right path. Focus on doing what's just, and always strive to understand and act according to your true nature. 19. Aligning with the world. Whatever is good for the world is good for me. Nothing that happens is out of place. Everything is as it should be. All things come from nature and exist within it, working toward the same goal. Just as you love the city you live in, so too should you love the world around you, which is part of God's plan. 20. Live simply. It's best to focus only on what's necessary. The fewer distractions, the more peace you'll find. Many things we do are unnecessary. If we cut those out, we will have more time and energy for what truly matters. 21. Live contentedly. A good life isn't about what others do or don't do. It's about being content with what you have and focusing on what's right in front of you. Don't let yourself be troubled by the actions of others, and always embrace whatever life brings as part of a greater plan. 22. The world's harmony. Is the world chaotic or orderly? It is both, yet it has a perfect harmony. Nature's diverse elements work together through natural connections, much like how our own body systems work together. 23. Reject negative dispositions. When facing negative traits such as anger, greed, or cruelty, remember that such dispositions only hurt you. If you feel out of place in the world because of these tendencies, it's time to change. 24. Fleeing from reason. Those who reject reason are like fugitives, running from their true nature. Those who live without a connection to reason are poor, as they lack everything needed for a fulfilled life. To be discontent with life is to reject the rational order of the world. 25. The practice of philosophy. You don't need material things like clothes or books to practice philosophy. Even when facing hardships like hunger or poverty, you can remain connected to reason. 26. Accept your role. Whatever profession you have, do it with commitment and pride. Trust in the greater forces of life, and treat others with neither arrogance nor servility. 27. The cycle of life. Look at history, at the times of Vespasian, Trajan, and others. People lived, loved, fought, and died just as they do now. All that remains is their actions, which have long since faded. No matter how powerful or famous someone is, time eventually wipes them away. 28. The futility of fame. Famous names like Camillus, Scipio, Augustus, they are forgotten with time. The pursuit of fame is fleeting. What truly matters is being just, kind, and wise in your actions, regardless of how others might praise you. 29. Change is inevitable. Everything in the world is in constant change. What exists today will change tomorrow. This natural cycle is not just about physical change, but about the shifting nature of all things. Embrace this change, as it is the essence of life itself. 30. Simplicity and freedom. You are now nearing the end of your life. Have you achieved simplicity in your actions? Are you free from fear and worry? True wisdom lies in being just and content with your present circumstances. 31. Wisdom and fear. Look at those whom society deems wise. What are they afraid of? What do they desire? True wisdom is about knowing that there is nothing to fear but our own irrational thoughts. 32. The power of the mind. True suffering comes from within, not from external forces. What others do or say cannot harm you unless you let it. Keep your mind clear, and remember that everything that happens is part of a greater plan that affects us all. 33. The universe's unity. Consider the world as one living being with a single soul. Everything in the world is interconnected, and every action has a purpose in the grand scheme of things. 34. A carcass or a soul. Without the divine spark within, your body is just a vessel, a shell carrying you through life. Don't forget that your soul is the most important part of you. 35. Change is not harmful. Change is neither bad nor good. It's simply part of life. Life flows like a river, constantly moving, bringing new things into existence while leaving others behind. 36. The nature of life's events. Everything that happens in the world is natural, like the blooming of flowers in spring. Life's challenges, like sickness or death, are just as inevitable as any season. Understand that life's events are connected, not random. 37. Embrace change. Remember the words of Heraclitus. The death of one thing leads to the birth of another. Life is a continuous cycle of change, and nothing remains the same forever.